Well, hello everybody, and welcome to Joe and Al Learn Kerbal Space Program without Joe. It's just Al today, this week. Joe had some stuff that he had to deal with, which means that the saga of Space Shark will unfortunately not be something that we're looking at this week. Hopefully that will come up soon, but in the interest of keeping something put out, I wanted to show you guys some of the really cool things that other people have created on the Steam Workshop. You click on this open thing, and then over here you just have like this list of all of these things that you can get from Steam. And as you might imagine, there are a good number of Star Wars related items, and we're going to check those out, starting with this AT-AT. So it kind of like shuffles around a little bit thanks to the wonky physics of Kerbal. And if you push, I'm pushing forward, it just falls over. The design flaws on these things, you don't think about how top heavy they are when you're watching the movie, but they're actually not the best idea. Yeah, that guy just fell right over. I think he has some missiles that he can shoot. Yeah. Get him! Get him, AT-AT! What happens if I stage... and then everything just falls apart. But let's just go down the list here. We've got the A-Wing. Underappreciated Star Wars ship as far as I'm concerned. Very cool that somebody has put this together. It has regular rolling type landing gear, so you can take off like on the runway. Anyway, here it is. Just turn on our engines and go full bore, and these are our I believe the Rapier type engines. Yep. And we've crashed. I didn't touch anything except make it go, and we crashed. Let's try again on that one. Okay, maybe not full bore. Maybe partial bore. Get on up! Up! Alright, we're increasing throttle. Ah! He lived! One more, we can do this. I know we can do this. One more time for the A-Team. Dun 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 dun. Got an A-Wing. Full power! Come on! Yes! Yeah, we got it! Alright, yeah! This is probably a good point to mention that we are playing with cheats right now. Infinite fuel. Which you can access, if you don't already know, by hitting alternate shift 12 and then going down into cheats and just checking infinite propellant. This guy does not like staying level. That's okay. So next up we have this hamburger here, the Millennium Falcon, which I will point out is beautifully modeled, except for it doesn't have the opening in the front. I don't know why. I don't know if Kerbal just doesn't like that design, but I always loved the opening in between the forks of the Millennium Falcon. And some of the artwork that I saw for it way back in the day when I was playing the games that had these ships in them had like crates and stuff fitting in between those forks, almost like it's a interstellar forklift. But regardless, this is what we got. Let's see how it flies. On this one, we're using the Panther. Has an afterburner. Oh, and we hit the 2 button to turn on the afterburning capabilities. Yes! Yes! Making that jump to light speed. What up? We're gonna leave it on regular now. Oh! It does not fly real good on regular. We're losing speed. We're losing speed, Chewie! Punch it! I wish that there was like a landing option beyond just landing this thing. But really, realistically speaking, I'm not gonna land it. They've put the control surfaces here sort of embedded in the engines and whatnot, which I think is a very smart idea. You can kind of see them operate, but not too much. I assume there are many, many reaction wheels beyond just these. Oh, that's battery pack. I'm sorry. Sort of making any of this possible at all. They didn't talk about in Star Wars that the Millennium Falcon just handles like a brick. But it's true. And we can pretend they got some Imperial somethings over there. Fire our rockets. I do like the inclusion of the satellite dish. That was a beautiful touch. They do not go. Oh no! What is that? What did we lose? That wasn't a missile. I don't know what that was supposed to be. We launched something. Maybe that was a escape pod. Yeah. So next up we have this pod racer with no landing gear. Oh, it does have landing gear. They just don't start extended. Okay, I am sorry. I besmirched the creator of this. Clearly I was wrong. You need to extend the landing gear before you can launch your pod racer. So, full disclosure, I did test drive a lot of these, and I was so annoyed because the pod racer just kept exploding immediately because there was no landing gear, or so I thought. And I said, what is up with this? Why doesn't this work very well? And I went into the forums to check it out, and everybody's singing the praises of the pod racer and how well it flies and how cool it is. And then it turns out I just didn't know how to... Whoa! I just didn't know how to retract the landing gear. You ever wonder, like, how high the pod racers could theoretically go? Like, they stay close to the ground for the races, but do they have some kind of a force field that only allows them to go a certain height? Sort of mimicking wheels, in a sense? Or could they actually go much higher, but they would just get disqualified from the race? I think people are just, like, driving around in pod racers normally. Like, you know, like in NASCAR, like, they're racing the cars super fast, but also, like, regular people just have cars. There must be people in the Star Wars universe that just drive a pod racer to work. To go be a medical transcriptionist or whatever. See if we can land this thing. We probably can't. These engines are so powerful. And technically, I think some people could say we've landed now. It's debatable. For a given value of land. What is this? No! No! We didn't flip. How did we not flip? That was amazing. This thing is my new favorite thing in this whole game. We didn't. How did we not die? Punch it, Chewie! Or Annie. Celebrate the amazing flight that was whatever this was. Well, we don't have to worry about that Darth Vader guy anymore. Next up, we have the TIE Fighter, which, as you may have noticed, is not the most aerodynamic of crafts. However, we are able to launch him vertically with the vertical whatever those words are. We're able to launch him vertically with this downward-facing engine. Not exactly canon, I don't think. And hoo boy, is this a tricky thing to maneuver. Yeah, like that. Let's try again. So there's a downward facing engine, and then there's these backwards facing engines. We have an action group to toggle them. It's 1 for the ones in the back and 2 for the one on the bottom. And then we throttle up or down as we need. For instance, I've just turned off the backwards facing one, so we just have the takeoff engines right now. Crash! There We're doing fine. It's okay. The Emperor loves it. Okay. Once more. Ah, no! So, here's something we can do. Alright, well, yeah, so, anyway, here's the TIE Fighter. You know. That's the sound he makes. In space! I gotta point out, Kerbal, very well suited to Star Wars stuff, because the stuff in space still makes sounds. There, by the way, TIE Fighter also shoots missiles. Which I think is pretty cool. Oh, and it doesn't actually do anything in orbit because of... Yeah. These are jet engines, guys. So, the TIE Fighter! Next up, we got everybody's second favorite spaceship from the first Star Wars movie, Star Wars A New Hope. It's the Y-Wing. And just like the TIE Fighter, this thing has a vertical takeoff option. In fact, there is no horizontal takeoff option. This is somewhat movie accurate in that it just has, you know, regular landing struts. It does not... I don't remember them bouncing up and down like this in the movie. That's just Kerbal. What are you doing? What is going on here? Why is this happening? Anyway, here we go. Taking off now. Real slow. Oh no. Man, these VTOL things are not easy to control. And then we can toggle the forward engines, I guess. Come on, go forward engines. Yes, if only this had some kind of aerodynamic quality. Actually, it kind of does. Okay. Oh, we should retract our... No! We've retracted our landing gear. Ah, go up, go up, go up, go up, go up! Yes! I should turn on SAS. That couldn't hurt. Woo! Hey, this is actually this is not bad. This is not bad at all. Now that we've got some speed. I wonder how hard it is to land. I can do it! I can do it! No! No, 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 no! Yeah, we're fine. That's classic Star Wars landing right there. I could just flip it back over. Use the Force! Use the Force, Jebediah! Well, there's that. So, next up we have the awesome sand crawler from episode 4 that the Jawas ride around in and capture our droid friends with. And if you notice right here, we actually have a cool little droid guy right in there. I don't know. So, oh, he has a small circular intake, surface scanning module. The level of detail on this droid, I gotta say, like, it's just... They even have the little wheels there. It's just to look like R2-D2. And modeling these things just to look like the stuff they're supposed to be is really fascinating to me. But obviously this is meant to just to drive around. It's not going to take off. Unless we do something wild, and maybe we will. And obviously, we're not going to stay on the runway for this. We're going to go off-road. Oh, yeah, Jawas! Get some air! I like this little detail here, this relay antenna that's standing in for the the hatch on the back. I think they've sunk it in a little bit. It's really clever how the different parts in Kerbal have been repurposed for a lot of these different builds. I'm seeing here that there's actually some stuff I can trigger. I don't know what happens if I hit the space bar. Let's find out. Okay. Well, I started an engine, but it didn't actually do anything. I'm assuming these parachutes are cosmetic also? Let's find out. Yes, indeed. I don't know what we just did there, but it was awesome. So, oh, I guess some part of him must have been parachutes. Oh, and these guys, I see now. You had these ants on here as a cosmetic thing. Pro tip, if you decide to download this model, don't hit spacebar. It's not good. But we can salvage this, guys. There we go. There they are in orbit like they always dreamed of being. The messed up sandcrawler, ladies and gentlemen. Some Jedi got mad, force lifted it into orbit, and here they are. Bum 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 bum. Bum 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 bum. Bum 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 bum. Bum 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 bum. Bum 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 bum. Yep. It's an entire Star Destroyer. Not quite to scale, but still pretty impressively large, I must say. And this one just goes. Once again, we are using the infinite fuel hack. We were using it before too, but we are definitely using it now. Because this would... oh, no. Turn. I'm trying to turn so hard. Turn! Ah! The game is just, like, throwing up its hands. It's like, no. What are you doing? Oh, no. The rebels have won! Alright. I think we can do better than that. It's just not quite straight with the ramp. We gotta get it... There we go. We can go full bore in a minute, yeah. You didn't know this is how these things took off, but it... Yeah. It's canon. It's in the books you didn't read. They have really long runways. Just the longest runways. Will she make it? Will she make it? Oh no. Oh yes! Oh yes! Oh! Take that, haters! I feel sorry for the people that have to hand wave scientifically, like, how the Star Destroyers work. Because there's scientific-ish explanations for a lot of Star Wars stuff. I mean, they make up physics, but even so, somebody in a filmmaker's studio somewhere says, I think this would look cool. What if we had, like, I don't know, the engines are pointing towards each other for some reason. And then, like, they put that in the movie, and somebody has to come up with a stupid rationale for why that makes sense. Where in the world do they put all the fuel on these Star Destroyers? The fact that this flies at all, I mean, I guess I shouldn't be so surprised, because it is essentially just a triangle, right? So it's gonna have a certain amount of aerodynamic properties, but look at how thick that is. It just shouldn't work. How I don't know how much thrust these things are putting off. It's the Rhino, which is a pretty hefty engine, coupled with the Poodle. I think is mostly for cosmetic purposes, really, than anything else. And then up here we've got, let's just double check, the Thud. So the little shield generators are the round fuel tank. It's very cool to know. And these little guns are reaction wheel modules with, I want to say, yeah, they've got, whatchamacallits, drills as guns. You know, I'm not going to wait until we get into orbit. If you want it, here's what this thing looks like in orbit. Hold on a second. Well, the game is borking. Hold on a second. Oh, well. So that's what it looks like in orbit. Yowza. Kerbal didn't like that. And of course, no Star Wars ship list would be complete without the fan favorite, the X-Wing. Unfortunately, Kerbal doesn't allow you to have the S-foils open and close. Maybe one day. I would really love to see the stock parts to build Star Wars ships added to Kerbal. That would be a neat expansion. Obviously, you'd have to get Disney to sign off on it. There's a lot of trickery happening here to make the shapes work. For instance, you have these engines stacked up on top of each other to make, I think these are intakes actually, to make the weird, funky front nose cone shape happen. You have pieces of tanks and other tanks laid on top of each other to make the shape of the nose kind of work. This cockpit is sort of shoved inside of another piece of a thing, but the end effect is just incredible. And just like with the Y-Wing and the TIE Fighter, this one is a VTOL. Let's get all of our info back up and try it out. You use the 2 action group to toggle the bottom engine and bring it up. Doesn't seem to be amazingly... actually, yeah, no, it's pretty well balanced. Now we're going to toggle these back engines here. Just like with the TIE Fighter, this is only available to actually fly in atmosphere because we're using Juno engines, and down here is a Rapier. Or, I'm sorry, Panther. Now, we could have had wheeled takeoff for this thing, but the creator chose not to do that. For, I would say, understandable reasons. The X-Wing takes off vertically in the show, in the movies, so might as well do it that way here too. And let's see if we're going fast enough to not fall out of the sky if I switch off this bottom engine. Hey, we kind of are. Let's go ahead and get our landing gear up. We are, okay, losing a little speed to gain some altitude, but not too bad. I look like kind of a weird mouth from this angle. Hi guys, I'm kind of a duck-looking thing. Whack, 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 whack. This is not my best angle. Can you look at me from the side or like the back or something? I would appreciate it. Fine, Mr. X-Wing. Such a diva. From the back, though, he does look excellent. And once again, we have a great little R2-D2 detail here made out of the monopropellant tank with some other stuff sort of glued on there. I really love the artistic stuff that people have done to get all of these things sort of looking like their counterparts. It's not just enough that they would make them fly, which they do, and that's amazing, but also that they're as detailed and accurate as possible to the movies. The placement of the engines is all pretty accurate. These are a little bit giant that let you, as with the previous ones, you can shoot off, uh-oh, I want to toggle that. I was going to show you guys the missiles. You can shoot missiles off, just like with the other one. I am disappointed. The X-Wing lasers always fire from the opposite way, the sort of X wings. So this one and this one would fire, and then this one and this one would fire. It's like the person who made this didn't even care about accuracy. I spent all this time lavishing the compliments about the accuracy, and then they made them fire from then top and then bottom. I mean, if we're being completely accurate, it's a cycle, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you can toggle to shoot 2 at a time or 4 at a time at a slower rate. Or maybe that was just the Rogue Squadron games. I love those games. So here we are in the orbit of the Mun this time. I wanted to go for a little bit different look. The maneuverability of this thing is really excellent up here in space. It's not going to do anything as far as flying goes because, once again, we are dealing with in-atmosphere engines. And last but, well, yes, also least, I have something for you guys that I could not find on the workshop. It is the best ship in Star Wars. And it shows up for about 10 seconds in Return of the Jedi. But it's super cool. It's the B-Wing. Now, I spent a good amount of time this morning trying to make this thing work. I wanted to make it look as good as I could. And you can see the results of that here. Judge for yourselves. But I also wanted to make it kind of fly. And, well, yeah. I was able to kind of line the engine up with the center of gravity of the vehicle. But with how wonky this thing is and how bad I am at Kerbal Space Program, I really wasn't able to make it work as well as I would have hoped. This is the best it does. It's, not great. It's got some reaction wheels on it, which do help. Ah! This is like the best I've ever gotten it to fly. I don't know why the B-Wing doesn't get more respect, though. I really don't. It's such a great ship. Not demonstrated well here, but the way the cockpit swivels and the whole engine swivels around underneath of it, like, and then these things pop out. Come on, guys. It was like someone saw the X-Wing with its wings that popped out and they said, okay, yeah, we got you. But what if we did something really cool? And this is what they came up with. It's not your fault, Jebediah. You tried. I don't know how to do it. Somebody who's better than me, please make a B-Wing that flies and put it up on the Steam thing. I will love you forever. Anyway, guys, that is going to do it for this week. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this, don't forget to like the video on the YouTubes. Subscribe to our channel. Joe will be back next week, we hope. And if you really, really love us, you should go over to patreon.com, patreon.com/humanechoes, and check us out over there. You can help support the stuff that we make and help us make more of it. We'll see you guys next time. Take care. Hey guys, thanks for watching our video. If you like the things that we make, you should consider becoming a patron over on patreon.com. There should be a link up on your screen right now or in the description of this video. Click it, go to Patreon, and help us make awesome stuff.